Hi, welcome to Copenhagen. If you're watching on replay, thanks for dropping in. So I'm out and about again, away from the diamond painting for a bit. And we're visiting Kongens, which means King's Garden. So I'm going to take a walk around. The main thing that I want to show you is the Hans Christian Andersen statue that I took a picture of quite a while ago, and I got it converted into a custom diamond painting. So I thought it would be an idea to just let you see where I took the picture. So King's Garden, bit of a clue in that this garden is the oldest garden in Copenhagen. It was founded, I think it was 1605 or 1606. So it's about 500 years old, and initially it was purely for the royal family, and the gardeners grew flowers and vegetables for the royal family. The public weren't allowed in here, but eventually it opened up to the public, and now it's the most visited park in Copenhagen. Lots of people come here at the weekends. You'll see there's a lot of grass areas where people can sit and have barbecues and that sort of thing. So just a really nice place to visit. So the temperature today is meant to be about 21 degrees, which is nice for me, 21 Celsius. So that's what, the low 70s. That's my sort of ideal temperature. But I think we're going to be having a heat wave next week, so I'm not looking forward to that. So I'd just like to have a look at some of the flowers. So it's Sunday morning here. I think it's coming up to 11 AM. The gates don't actually open till 10. That's something that changed. They used to be open at 7. So I'm out a bit later than I expected to be. So I just thought I would walk up this part first, and then I'll take you around, let you see the Hans Christian Andersen statue and some of the other statues. We also have Rosenborg Castle here. So just a Sunday stroll. Well, some people take a Sunday jog. Jogging is very, very popular in Denmark, so is cycling. So I would imagine that most people will be watching this in replay. I know this is the middle of the night in America. Must be about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning for most people. So if you do watch the replay, please comment, let me know that somebody watched it. Hopefully you'll find it interesting. Last week I did a Sunday walk down at Newhound, and we went and visited Amalienborg, where the Queen of Denmark lives, and a few other things, including the Little Mermaid statue. So I thought this week we should go and visit Hans Christian Andersen, Denmark's most famous writer. So he wrote quite a few stories, a lot more than people think. I think it's something like 63 stories he wrote, but some are more famous than others. The famous ones are The Little Mermaid, The Emperor's New Clothes, The Ugly Duckling. That's just some of them. The Princess and the Pea is another one. So they have a statue of Hans Christian Andersen in this garden. And I think we'll head this direction. So I've actually got some blue sky. When I came out it was grey, so hopefully we get a bit of sun. Everything looks better in the sunshine. So you can see a lot of grassy areas, very, very popular. I'm sure this was very busy yesterday. People come here and hang out basically. They come with their friends, maybe have a few beers, play games on the grass, and it's a very popular place. As I said, it's the oldest park in Copenhagen. It's just over 500 years old. And initially it was only for the royal family. The gardeners grew flowers and vegetables for the royals, and the public weren't allowed in here. But that changed, and in the 17, I can't remember, it's 1720-ish, they opened it. So now people come here, and this is the guy we're going to go and see, Hans Christian Andersen. And you can't see it yet, but behind those trees is Rosenborg Castle. So here we have Mr. Andersen, not the one from the Matrix. So this is a statue, Hans Christian Andersen, most famous author in Denmark. And in this statue he's basically reading, or has been reading, from a book. You can see it in his hand. And this is the statue that I took a picture of and converted it into a diamond painting. This one, this mural, or whatever you want to call it, is it a mural? No, a mural is a painting, isn't it? But this relief is from the story The Ugly Duckling. That was one of Hans Christian Andersen's famous stories as well. So you can see here he was born on the 2nd of April 1805, and he died on the 4th of August 1875. So he was 70 years old when he died. So the picture I took, I'll try and get back to roughly what the diamond painting looks like. It was pretty much this, but not in landscape. I didn't have all the hedges so far out. It was more up and down. But then I tweaked the image, and I didn't want it just as a straight picture. I wanted it something a bit different. So it ended up a lot of confetti, 90 colours in that diamond painting. It took quite a while to do it, but I really like it. So that's Hans Christian Andersen, and we'll take a walk around the gardens, and I'll let you see Rosenborg Castle as well. I was hoping to get here early before the tourists came, but as I said, they've changed the times. The gate's now open at 10. They used to open at 7, and I would come in here then when it's very quiet. The tourists are still in bed or having breakfast at the hotel. So I think it's probably going to be kind of busy, but we'll see how it goes. Still can't see the castle yet. It's surprising that you can't see it. We're so close to it, but because of the trees, you don't notice it. It's actually down there. When we get to these marble balls, we'll get a better view. These balls were actually made, they were going to be part of a church and it got scrapped. So they had these already made, so they brought them here and they just used them as decoration. So now we can see part of the castle. It's pretty well hidden. So now we start to see it. The castle does have a moat, but it only goes around 3 sides. So at the back, which is the opposite side from where we are, or actually this could be called the back of the castle. The main entrance is in front of us. Yeah, at one side there's no water, there's no moat. So it isn't sitting on an island, not quite. So now we can see it. So this entrance is guarded by 2 lions, which don't really look like lions when you get up close. So you can see not a very realistic lion. Hi Nikki, in the middle of cooking dinner. Cool, I don't know how long I'll be on, but this is one of the lions guarding Rosenborg Castle. And the thing about this that a lot of people that come won't know is the tongue. If you touch the tongue, it actually moves. And the rumour is that the King of Denmark, when he wanted to sneak out of the castle at night, he would put his key there so he could get back in. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. So this is the second lion, maybe slightly more lionish, but it was actually an artist in Copenhagen that said to me, she's got a little shop here and she does her own artwork. And I used to do like walks and talks a lot before the pandemic, and I was in visiting her, doing a live stream, letting people see her artwork and just talking to her. And she said, "Have you ever had a close look at the lions at the castle?" And I said, "No." And she said, "Have a look at them." She said, "I'm pretty sure they were made by someone who had never seen a lion before." And I just hadn't noticed. But yeah, they aren't the most impressive looking lions I've ever seen. So normally the moat is here, and you see the water. There's usually ducks, just now it's geese. We get a lot of geese in Copenhagen during the summer. So got a couple of geese chilling out on a Sunday morning. Normally this gate is open, and we can cross this little bridge and go into the castle grounds, but for whatever reason it's closed today. So next to Rosenborg Castle we have the barracks of the Royal Guard. Once we get past these bushes, there's army buses, and those are the army barracks. And we have a parade ground here, and every day, 365 days a year, the Royal Guard march from here to Amalienborg, where the Queen of Denmark lives, and they march through the streets of Copenhagen. Depending who is here, if the Queen isn't here, it isn't the big fancy ceremony, and if no royals are here, it's the minimal. And at the moment, they're all on vacation. I went and visited last Sunday, and I saw there was no Danish flag flying above any of the palaces, which means the royal family are not at home. Each building has a flagpole, and when the royals are in residence, the flag will fly, just like you saw the one at the barracks there, the Danish flag called the Dannebrog, which is the oldest national flag in the world. And the Danish monarchy is the oldest monarchy in the world as well. So the royals, at least they weren't here last week, so that means it'll be just the minimal, no big band ceremony sort of thing. But they march through the streets of Copenhagen, down to Amalienborg, and they do a change of the guard at midday every day, 365 days a year. So I won't be watching it today, but if people are interested, I might actually do a live and follow the band down to the royal palaces sometime. This is only the second live I've done. Normally when I start doing my YouTubes, I always start with saying welcome to Copenhagen, and I've been doing that for forget about 350 videos or something, and I thought maybe it was time I actually went out and let people see Copenhagen. So this is only the second one. There's a lot of things to see. The main problem that I've got is it's very, very early for most people, and a lot of people who normally watch the videos will still be in bed. But that's what happens when you live in Denmark. So we've got a rose garden up here I'm heading towards just now. We'll take a walk around that. It's starting to get a bit busy. There's quite a few people now. Come here, relax. I sit in the somewhere, some people out I haven't seen anybody paint yet, but a lot of people bring blankets and sit in the grass and talk and just chill out with their friends. So this is the rose garden. The thing is, when I do these lives, I'm always conscious about where I'm pointing the camera, so I try not to point it at people. So I'm sort of missing a lot of the roses because of that. Hi Nikki, welcome back. You're the only person that's commented, the only person that's alive at this time. Normally you're the one that misses all the lives, so it works out for you, I think. So we're in Kongens. When you look at the title, it looks like it says Kongens Have, H-A-V-E. Kongens means King's Garden. So as I was saying earlier, this used to be a private garden for the royal family. And the only people that were in here were the royals and their gardeners, their staff. This is where they grew the flowers and the vegetables for the royal family. And it's the oldest park in Copenhagen. It was established in 1606. So it's been here a long time. 500 years, I mean, that is a long time. Finally got some blue sky. It was very grey when I got up this morning. I was just hoping it wasn't going to rain, but it's actually turned out really nice. That's a weird angle. So as I said, these marble balls were actually made, they were going to be part of a church, and they... Oh, you're bluey. Bluey? I don't know. You mean the screen, the colour is blue? Oh, blurry. Ah, okay, maybe I'm getting a bad connection. But normally everything works fine, but I had problems last week with the sound. I think the video stayed okay. I don't know if it'll be the connection and then it'll sort of catch up again. Is the sound okay this time? Is it breaking up? It's the same microphone that I use for my normal YouTube videos, and I never have any problems, but last week it was breaking up quite a few times. I wasn't sure if it was the weather or the wind that was causing it to happen. And the gimbal was being a bit weird. It seems to have settled itself now. So I'll go back through here, I think. Okay, so the sound's working. How about the video? Is it still the same? I wonder if the metal structure affected it there, because it's in a metal frame. Maybe if I go away from here. Yeah, it might have been that frame thing I was standing inside because there was a lot of metal. It might have been affecting the signal. So I just need to remember, don't stand inside that frame. You think it's your connection? Well, this is the thing, it's fantastic when these things work, and it's really annoying when they don't. But I still think the whole internet thing's really cool. I mean, here I am wandering about, watching live from your home in Australia for free. So as the day goes on, you'll start to see more and more groups of people. They play quite a few different games. I don't even know what they're called. One of them, there's wooden blocks that stand up and they throw balls to try and knock them down. It's not like Skittles, it sounds like it, but it's different. I don't know what it's called. So that is the frame that I think was affecting the signal. There actually aren't as many roses as I was expecting. The problem is, this is where people want to sit, like a nice bench, nice flowers. So when I'm recording, obviously I don't want it to look as if I'm recording people deliberately. So sometimes when I'm walking and talking, suddenly the camera will just swing and you'll be looking at hedges or something. And it's because I'm passing people. People are coming the opposite direction, and I don't want to be walking up and they're thinking that I'm videoing them. I try and avoid doing that. So is the video and sound okay again now, Nikki? As I was saying, I used to live stream on an app called Periscope, and I was doing a scope going around here, just the same thing. I just would go live, and people would drop in and just start talking, show them some stuff, and we'd just get talking about different things. I really enjoyed doing it, so I thought I would do this once in a while on YouTube. It makes a change from doing the unboxings and all that stuff with the diamond paintings. Gives people maybe a better idea of Copenhagen, what's here. So I don't think the snake's going to last much longer. It's windy again, it's the same last Sunday. Very breezy. It is definitely starting to get warmer, and I think that's drawn in the cooler air. That's why it's getting so windy. We're on an island called Zealand, so it's very flat here as well, so we don't have a lot of protection from the wind. It just basically blows straight across the island. So when it warms up, the land heats up the air goes up and it draws in cooler air. So it is quite windy here, quite a lot. So another statue. So this one is a lion with a man's face. taking down a horse. So I came here mainly to see, or let people see, the Hans Christian Andersen statue. I showed the Little Mermaid statue last week, one of Hans Christian Andersen's most famous stories. Little blackbird. So this is a sort of typical scene in Copenhagen. A group of friends with their bicycles, just sitting on the grass and talking. Not on their phones. I think I'll take you along to the back of the gardens and let you see these little shops. As I said, I met an artist who lives in Copenhagen. She has a little shop there. I was actually out doing a live on Periscope, and I was just walking past the shop and happened to look in the window and saw some really cool artwork, and I thought, I'm going to come back. It was a Sunday, the shop was closed, and I thought I'm going to come back and talk to this person and see if they would be interested in doing a live on Periscope where people could talk to them and ask them questions about their artwork, how it started, all that sort of thing. So that's what I did, and I think I was in there for an hour, and a lot of people came in and were asking their questions. The most surprising question, well, not the question, it was the answer, was somebody asked her if she had ever gone to art school, and she said she tried. She applied for Copenhagen School of Art, but they told her that she wasn't good enough and she didn't get in. So now she's got her own shop, she makes her own stuff, and I found out that she actually fires the stuff in her back garden because she isn't allowed a kiln in this little shop. And to be honest, I don't think there's room for one. But yeah, she spent a long time talking and showing how she does stuff and explaining different things about how she works with ceramics. So I'll take a walk up, see if the shop is still there, because the whole Corona thing affected a lot of small businesses while Copenhagen was in lockdown. So I'm hoping she's still there. But I might actually, I mean, if people were interested, I might actually go and visit her another time and do the same thing, where people can come in and ask her questions and see her working on stuff. It was pretty cool, I really enjoyed that one. So over here we've got a little fountain. The gates still aren't open. I'll go closer to the castle. You can walk around outside. You can actually go in as well, but you have to pay. There's an admission fee, but you can go in and walk around inside and see all the old paintings and all that stuff. It's pretty cool. The other thing is, in the basement of the castle, that's keep the Danish crown jewels, so you can see the Queen's crown and a lot of gold and expensive stuff. So this is a statue of a little boy riding on the back of a swan. To me, it looks like he's trying to strangle the swan, but I'm sure that isn't the impression they were trying to give. Not as impressive as the Geffen fountain that I showed last week. What I like about this park is there are no keep off the grass signs. You can basically walk anywhere. But people tend to use the path. They don't take shortcuts because then you end up with bare bits in the grass. So I think they've laid it out pretty well. People tend to stick to the paths unless they're going to sit and have a picnic or have a chat or whatever. So you'll probably see more and more groups of people, more and more bicycles as it gets busier. We have about 3 million bikes in Copenhagen. I might go out and like to see a bicycle lane, but Sunday's a quiet day, so not as busy as it is during the week. So that's the Hans Christian Andersen statue that was at earlier. And that's the one that I took a picture of and did a custom diamond painting of. There's actually another Hans Christian Andersen statue on Hans Christian Andersen Boulevard. Hi Jim, hi Nicky, I've been working on back almost since the beginning. I'd never had time to read that and it disappeared. I'm not used to doing this lives with comments, long comments. By the time I read it, it's disappeared and I can't see how to get it up. I imagine I can somehow, but I don't want to start messing about in a live because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to end up disconnecting myself. But hi Enya, thanks for dropping in and lurking. I haven't spoken to you for a long time. So these little white buildings here are actually shops and they are leased out by the royals, and the shop owners, the maximum time that they can have a contract is 2 years. They have to renew every 2 years, and they're only allowed to have these shops if they do something that ties in with the gardens in some way. Now, I think the shop that I'm talking about is because she's an artist. She does ceramics and she does a lot of different figures and things. So we've got statues and things in the park. So I take it that's why she's allowed. Like you won't see like a McDonald's or anything like that here, or it's all private, sort of unique little shops where the people actually make the stuff themselves. So this is the sort of typical architecture in Copenhagen. They like to paint the buildings different colours. I really like it. I think it looks really cool. The one thing that I don't like is how high can we go? Can't really see it. If you see the white line on that building above the windows, it comes along. The next building is near enough in line, and then we come along again, and suddenly it drops, and then we go along again, and it goes up, and then it goes up, and then it goes down. I don't know why those lines aren't all straight in a street. It's something that I noticed when I first moved here, and I thought, why don't they line them up? It would just look better. But I'm sure there's some sort of reason for it. And in Copenhagen, most people live in apartments. This is a sort of normal setup, and they have a square in the back. So you'll see a lot of these entrances, and if you go through into the back, there's an open area. A lot of times it's gardens and things, sort of enclosed gardens, private gardens, quite nice. Because you might think it's just all sort of concrete and brick, but all of these doorways lead into an open area, and normally it's got trees and grass and seats and kiddies play areas and different things. What I like to do is just take a walk into places and have a quick look and then come back out, because you start to really get an idea of the old Copenhagen when you see the architecture. One didn't have a garden, but a lot of them do. So these are the little shops. They're absolutely tiny, but they're pretty cool because it's all unique stuff. I have to watch bicycle lanes. We've got the footpath that I'm walking on now, and then to the left of me is a bicycle lane, and then the road. And if you ever visit Copenhagen, you have to remember that that part to my left is not a footpath. It really annoys the cyclists if you walk in the bicycle lane and they're trying to pass. So, we're coming up to Jeanette's shop. This isn't hers, but let's try to see if we can get an idea of what it is in this one. Not really, but it's all sort of craft related stuff. Jeanette's still here because the sign is still up. We'll see it in a minute. She isn't open on Sundays, and I know she isn't open because there isn't a big blue hippo sitting on the step. She's got this massive that sits on the step when she's open. But Ailsing, that is the name, and these are the things, and these are all hand. We've got an elephant. We've got a flying elephant. The problem with this is trying to get a decent shot because you get the reflection on the glass. But these are all made by hand. The advantage of being in the shop is I'm not looking through glass, and we can actually talk to the artist. That's pretty cool to be able to do that. So she makes these little medals as well. Again, all handmade. So as I said, I don't know, I might come and do another live in here. It's been a long time, been like 3 years probably. So some rhinos, baby rhino. When I was doing the live, someone asked her how she gets the detail, like so much detail. And she said that she basically looks at pictures, or she visits the zoo and looks at animals. She was doing, I'm trying to remember what it was now. I think it I can't remember, but there was something that she was doing, and she said it took a while because she couldn't get a decent picture of whatever the animal was off its feet, and it took her a while to get a decent picture that she could work on it, because she does animals and she tries to do them in sort of fun poses, but not like just fun, making fun. So she comes up with different ideas of the poses for the animals. But she has some other ones that are really cool, and it's actually people, but can't see in the store because of the reflection, so that's why it's better to go in. But being able to actually talk to the artist who makes them, I think, is just really cool. And the fact that she spent an hour letting me invite, I think, about 500 or something. It was really nice of her to take the time. Nice flowers. So now we're out in the big bad world. This is the Inn. And we've got again the footpath, the bicycle lane and the road. You'll see a few cyclists, but during the week thousands of cyclists are going. A lot of people, in fact people who work in Copenhagen will cycle to work. We do have a very good public transport system. You see some weird bikes as well. We've got ones like this that carry the kids in the front. So if I go straight up here and across the road, it's the Botanical Gardens, Copenhagen Botanical Gardens. I might do a live there at some point if people are interested in seeing that. But it all depends on whether people comment. I got a lot of good feedback from the last video. A lot of people seem to enjoy it. So I thought, okay, I'll go out and I'll show them the Hans Christian Andersen statue and Kongens. And I'm not going to do much more today. I'd rather split them up into different things. I've got quite a few things still to do if people want to see them. One of them is a canal trip. So one of the entrances. Yeah, one of them is to go on the Copenhagen canal trip. Basically it means I'll just be sitting on the canal boat for an hour and letting people see Copenhagen float past. If you're interested in seeing that, please let me know. Again, it's very windy. Electric scooters are becoming a thing as well. They have been for a few years now. They became quite a nuisance at one point. People just abandoning them, leaving them wherever they stopped, leaving them in the middle of a bicycle lane, the middle of a footpath. So the commune clamped down on that. So they made the scooter companies, there's quite a few, they made them more liable for things, so they try and keep everything tight. They don't I don't know what they did to actually change that. I'm thinking that maybe because you pay by your credit card to use the scooter, if they have to go and pick up a scooter, they'll probably bill them an extra. That tends to work. They did that with the electric bikes when they first came out. If you didn't take them back, charging. Is pretty impressive. I think it's the wind, Nicky. This happened the last time when it got really windy. Okay, I tried twirling the connector. I'm using a wireless transmitter, so I don't know if that's part of the problem. But we're heading up to the gate. This is where the Royal Guards come out to march down to Amalienborg. So they come out this gate here and they go through the city, walk down to Amalienborg. Let me see. Go past, there's always guards here. So that's a side view of Rosenborg. Guys, there's two soldiers marching back and forward, and a guy asked them if they can go in, and they said no, and he said why. It's a military barracks. So if you can see it through the railing, that might look kind of weird, but this is the barracks that have always been here as well. So we'll go up here, round the corner, might not be as windy. Hopefully the sound is back. But I'll let you see some of the bicycles in Copenhagen. This is a tiny, tiny amount. But it gives you an idea how popular bicycles are. When I do one around Central Station, you'll see lots and lots of bikes. You get ones like this, where the kids sit in front. This one's got a hood, so if it's raining, the kids don't get wet. And they've got like a little seat inside them. Usually it's 2 seats, so they can carry 2 small kids. Sometimes you'll get ones that are more basic, like this one here without any kind of cover, but it will have a seat. And it's got a seat belt. So it's very common to see couples out, and a lot of the time it's the guy that's sitting in there and the girl that cycles. But they use them to carry everything. Christmas trees especially, see them just before Christmas. A lot of people cycling about with Christmas trees, taking them home. But I'm going to go down to the main entrance to Rosenborg Castle. It should be open even though the back gate was closed. And just take a quick walk around the outside. And that is the Botanical Gardens across there. So really close to the Botanical Gardens. That'll be a totally separate live. Hi Kathy, good morning. Thanks for dropping in. I hope the sound is back. Been having sound problems again. Only seems to happen when I'm out doing lives. The mic works fine for the normal diamond painting stuff. So we're just outside Rosenborg Castle in Copenhagen. I'm just heading down to the main entrance. I was going to go in and just let you have a look around outside. So I'm sorry, oh it's working good. I'm sorry to point the camera away because I'm walking towards people and I don't want them to think I'm filming them. I get a lot of weird looks. Nobody seems to do this sort of thing. I did it for about 4.5 years, wandering around Copenhagen with a gimbal, talking to myself. But I blend in with the tourists during the summertime because everybody's used to tourists walking about with cameras and stuff. So people just ignore me basically, which is fine. I sometimes get people coming up and asking me what I'm doing. That's happened 2 or 3 times when I was doing lives on Periscope. People just curious. One time I was down at the canals, I think it was about 6 o'clock in the morning, really quiet on a Sunday, and I met a couple who had obviously been enjoying their night out in the sun and hadn't got home yet, so they were quite happy. And they stopped me and asked me what I was doing, and I told them like I'm live streaming and I've got people in from all over the world. So then they started introducing themselves and they were girlfriend, boyfriend. We've changed this is different. Yeah, they started introducing themselves, told us their names, where they lived and all different stuff. They were trying to talk me into going for a swim in the canal, but that didn't happen. People are buying tickets here. It's tickets to get inside the castle. You don't need a ticket to walk about outside. So I'll go around to where the sun is shining. Hopefully the video will be a bit clearer. Got nice blue skies now though. It wasn't like that this morning. So along the wall we've got all these busts and I have no idea who they are. There's quite a few of them. So over here we're looking over the parade ground. That is the barracks that I came along beside as I came in. And then we've got a moat that only goes round 3 sides. And this is the parade ground where the soldiers practice their marching, the band practices here, the military band. And it shouldn't actually be that long until they come out and get ready to head down to Amalienborg. In fact, I might have missed them. I don't know what time it is. So this is Rosenborg Castle. They definitely have sort of changed some bits and pieces got a soldier guarding there who has never been there before. That little guard box wasn't there before, so that's something that's changed. People just relaxing, sitting on benches, and that's Kongens Hill where I was, and we're basically looking back. If we go along, we'll get the gate where the lions are that I showed earlier. So that's the lions. The moat is very green. As I said, normally that gate is always open, so they've changed that as well. The gate's closed and they've got a guard at this part. Never had that before. And the geese. Every summer we have thousands of geese come to Copenhagen, make their nests, raise their chicks and then fly off again before it gets too cold. So that is Rosenborg Castle, Kongens Hill, King's Garden, oldest garden in Copenhagen. It was established in, I think it was 1606, so about 500 years old. And originally this was purely for the royal family, and this is where they grew all the flowers and the vegetables for the royals. But in the early 1720-ish, they opened it up so the public can come in. And we've got a rose garden that I missed when I was out there. That part that we can see over the hedge, all these people. There's another rose garden there. I'll maybe look at that another time. But I think that'll be it for today. Just over an hour. I think that's long enough. So thanks for watching. I'm sorry I can't go live later because I know this is very early for most of the people, but it's just what it is. So again, if you enjoyed having a look at Copenhagen and you want to see more, please let me know. And if there is enough interest, I will do more, show you different things, some of the new stuff, some of the old stuff, some of the quirky stuff. And I think maybe do a canal trip. So if you want to see Copenhagen from the canal, the trip lasts an hour. Let me know and I might do that next. Not exactly sure when. Depends when I've got time and depends on the weather. I don't want to sit in the rain for an hour. So the weather's meant to be pretty good for the next few weeks. So I think the canal trips will be next. So that's it. Have a good Sunday. Enjoy what's left of your weekend. Thanks for watching, and in the meantime, take care, be safe and wash your hands.